This is Laura, aka the Sound Sommelier, speaking with SlopFunkDust. What's your earliest memory of hip hop?
Probably when I lived in Hawaii. I remember my sister came home from school one day and she had a tape, a brand new tape, and she popped it in and it was Pac Jam by the Jones and Crew. This is like back in like the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just mesmerized because, you know, we was listening to Prince and Michael Jackson and all the soul records and a lot of reggae because my family's Jamaican, just a lot of everything. But that's the first thing. That's like the first hip hop song that I remember hearing.
Nice. Was there a scene where you lived in Hawaii?
No, I lived on Air Force Base.
Oh, okay. That
Hickam,
makes sense now with moving around so much.
yeah, Hickam Air Force Base. I still go back all the time. Big up to all my niggas in Kaneohe.
Nice. Since you lived on an Air Force base, did your parents listen to a lot of records? Do you recall hearing any records in your home growing up, or was it?
Yeah, my dad and my uncle were DJs.
Oh, nice.
So house parties since I was a baby, basically. Pretty much everything, a wide range. Just any music that was good, they played, you know, but definitely a lot of reggae, a lot of soca, a lot of that.
Nice. When did you get into production?
Maybe when I was like 14 or 15. I started playing with records when I was like 11 or 12,
Mm-hmm.
just DJing because my dad had tables and stuff. But I started messing with drum machines and anything that I could figure out to try to sequence anything on. Probably, yeah, mid-teens, 14, 15. Um, I got the ASR 10 in 1993.
Okay.
So that was when I like got serious about making music because I had a serious piece of equipment.
Right. The other machines that you had before that, or that you messed with before that, how did you get your hands on those? People just had them, or?
Yeah, hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
people at school, other DJs that I knew when I was a kid growing up. Everyone was trying to figure out and trying to scramble and trying to figure out how to make your own stuff because, you know, we all used to want to rap and do all this stuff, but we never wanted to rap over other people's beats. It was like, how do we make our own? So
Nice. Who were some of your earlier influences?
um most pretty much the same as everybody else, all the Primos, Pete Rocks, Molly Mars, all that stuff. But I really did take a liking to Hank Shockley and the Bomb Squad.
Okay.
They I don't know, their approach was just really different, and it was a lot more aggressive than everything else that was out at the time, and I was just drawn to it. So yeah, that's the rabbit hole I went down.
Nice. How did you become involved with Beat Fanatic and Beat Society collectives?
Me and Mr. Nasso started Beat Fanatic in like 99, maybe 2000.
Where were you living then?
Here in Tampa.
Okay.
Was that, did I leave? Yeah, I had moved back to North Carolina and just moved back, and was working on a project with my mentor, this dude named Funk Ghost. It was just an amazing project that we did. And after that was done, we were like, what are we going to do next? So all of us that were a part of that project kind of teamed up and we did this album called Unseen. Well, we were called Unseen and the album was called The Idea. And yeah, it's just been on since then with the same group of people here in Florida.
Nice. I'm not sure around when this would be, but is it true that you introduced FWMJ to Little Brother, which led to him creating the beautiful album cover for the Foreign Exchange's 2004 release, Connected?
Yes, and it's a little bit longer road than that.
Okay.
Me and Frank have been friends since about 98, 99. He was working with a group called Ethos out of Texas.
Okay.
And I love their stuff and hit them up. This is back in like the AOL Instant Messenger days. No, it was pretty dope though, and we just remained friends. But when Little Brother came out, before they came out actually, I had became friends with Fonte and Pooh and Ninth and everybody. We were all friends back in the day on undergroundhiphop.com message boards.
I remember that.
So I was doing Little Brother's website and a bunch of other shit, and I didn't have time to do their artwork. So I hit up Frank and was like, because he's the best graphic artist I know. And I was like, yo, check out this music. They need a cover. Please do it. And he did it. And from there, people saw his work, and I mean, he's just done a bunch of shit. He's amazing. But we all became friends through the internet. I can definitely say I met Frank first, though.
I was gonna say, didn't Fontaine meet Nikolai on UGHH?
Yeah, on either there or OK Player. It was on the internet, though.
Oh yeah, I think it was OK Player. You're right.
Yeah.
What's the story behind your first beat tape, which was released in March 2006? Is that the one you just talked about, the Unseen?
Oh no. You talk about the Niggers beat tape with the picture of David Duke with his eyes X'd out on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Frank did the cover for that. I was going to Winter Music Conference because back then it used to be popping for hip hop. We used to go to the Stones throw parties, Adidas parties. It was great. And I didn't want to go empty handed. So I made that beat tape in about 2 days and pressed up 100 CDs and took them to Miami with me and just gave them out and then put it out online later.
Nice. I remember those parties. Beat Fanatic Volume 1 Smoker's Choice, which dropped on 4/20/2010, featured Crisis, Nicolay, Rhythmatic, among others. How has production style changed in the last 10 years, and how the same?
It really hasn't changed much. There was no science behind that. I just wanted to do a 420 record and did it, and didn't want to do it by myself, so I reached out to all my friends, and thankfully they all wanted to contribute. No, it was a good time though. I mean, that was a time when we were all still building too. I mean, that's 10 years ago.
Right.
But as far as what's changed, I don't have as much as an output. I go more for quality than quantity. I should do more, but it is what it is. Maybe when I don't have to go to work every day.
Fair. What was it like working on the Speed of Life album, which Drez and Jerobi put out in 2012?
That was a dope project. That literally took no effort on my part. I've known Drez and Jerobi for many years. And they both hit me up and they were like, yo, we're working on this album. We need some beats. So I sent them like 3 beats and they picked 2 of them.
Wow.
So, and then next thing you know, they're sending me stems and it came out, man. I still talk to both of them today, man. Those are my brothers and I love them.
Nice. I can't believe it's 8 years ago when I wrote that question. I was like, no way, that was 2012. But
yeah, they're working on a new project now.
Oh, nice. I'll have to bother them and ask what the deal is with that.
Definitely.
In 2015, you released ASR 10 Beat Archive Volume 1, a collection of beats from your collection previously held in vaults that were produced between the years of 1996 to 2006. Why did you choose those 10 beats? I'm sure you had thousands.
I really chose more of a time frame than the beats. Because I feel like that was probably the time when I felt confident enough to show people my art in a sense.
Right.
A lot of that stuff never came out. Most of those beats are joints that people passed on that I still like till today. So yeah, and at the time I was really just kind of frustrated because I'm looking at all this music I have and like, why not just share it and give it away? Like, I don't really care if people buy it or not. I don't really care if people like it or not. I just want people to
just want it out there.
Yeah, if it's there, it's there. If you like it, good. If you love it, thank you. If you don't, it's just not for you,
There you go. In 2018, you released beats from the Avs SlopFunkDust, a 5-track instrumental album, as well as the second volume of your ASR 10 Beat Archive and the music to rap to with J Business at the end of the year. Were you working on all three of those at one time, or were they kind of completed on a short timeline?
Um, they didn't. It just happened to be a time when a bunch of stuff came out. Me and Jay Biz did that Music to Rap to Christmas album in about maybe a week or two, and put it out. The ASR volume or the ASR 10 volume 2, that was just I got hundreds of those beats. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna put out a beat tape, and here's part 1, here's part 2. I got probably part 5 lined up, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. There's a lot going on, so I'm not really focused on putting out music as an artist.
Right.
Just really focus more on the infrastructure of what we're trying to build.
Right. I'll get to that later. What's the story behind your track "Too Black" with Jamaican reggae artist Peter Tosh?
It's really nothing. I made the beat. It just made me think about what he was saying when I made the beat, and I just thought it would go together. I put it together, it went. And then as soon as I put it out, my homeboy hit me up. He's like, "Yo, Sean P used that on a joint." I was like, "Oh shit," But that was also an experiment that I did to see how DistroKid works, like to see if I put out a song on DistroKid, what can it actually do? So I just picked that song and put it out.
Nice. Sean P. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You spoke on a panel at the iStandard Producers Beat Camp in NYC in early 2019. What do you remember most about that event?
Ooh, yeah, man. Big up to Jay Hatch and iStandard. The thing I remember most was probably being on the panels and getting asked real questions about publishing and syncing and mechanical rights and things like that. Not just people who could have Googled some shit and found it on the internet. And also seeing my brothers again. Hadn't seen a lot of them in a long time because I hadn't been to New York in a long time. And the Beat Cipher that we had after. They had this, it was called the Celebrity Beat Cipher, but it was just really everybody that was there. And it was amazing. It was incredible. And then still meeting a lot of people there, like Music Maestro and Rottweiler, and like still talking to them today. And I built some friendships and some relationships there. So yeah, that's probably what I remember the most.
That's probably the best part of those kinds of events.
Yeah.
So your music's been featured on TV shows, including Bad Girls Club and The Boondocks. You've mentioned wanting to add more TV placements. Do you have any others in the works?
Right now, not really, but I'm working on a business aspect that I was made aware of on how to get more stuff on TV. I've recently started inquiring about it with people that I know that do it. It's way better than trying to get placements on records. It's easy money. You don't have to worry about giving away the best beat you ever made. It's work, but it's fair money, and trying to get out of, I've been a software engineer for 15 years and now I work at a medical marijuana lab, and it's cool. I make good money, but I'm sick of working for other people. I want to work for myself. So I probably should have focused on this a long time ago, but it is what it is.
I feel like your music would fit really well in like movie scores.
Yeah, I'd like to score some movies. I've done some short film stuff and a few things like this on imdb.com, but nothing major. And I'm working towards that. And I'm working with a network of people that have the ability to get everybody there. So that's something I'm trying to help build.
Good luck with that. How did you and Sponatola link up to put out Beat Fanatic Remixes Volume 1 late last year, as well as its Volume 2 follow-up in early 2020?
I've known Spawn since like 96, maybe earlier than that. That's my brother. When I moved back to Tampa a couple years ago from Seattle, we hung out. We made 100 and something beats in like 3 months. And then we got bored of making beats, so we started doing remixes. So we had like 30 remixes. And so we was like, fuck it, let's put some shit out. So we did volume 1. We dropped a remix every week or every Friday for 20 weeks in a row. And then we put out volume 1 is the first 10 and volume 2 is the second 10.
Nice.
Uh,
How was the response to that?
It was good. It was real good. I think people liked it. We're going to do some more. You know, it doesn't really matter if people like it or not. We're just going to keep doing them. It's fun. It's very it's a different landscape to take a song and try to make it sound like you would think it would sound. You know.
Right. Very cool. You submitted the JD and House Shoes electric piano solo to an unreleased sample flip contest in 2014. And the first annual Dilla Day in Ybor City was one of the last times you played a live set before the pandemic hit. How has Dilla and his unique methods influenced or affected your creative process?
Dilla's he's the grand ambassador of, you know, kind of new school hip hop, as far as producers of the generation that I come from and the newer generation. Mm-hmm. He's just a grand master, and it's sad that he passed so early. I had the opportunity to meet him through Rhetmatic. Yeah, I mean, he was just an outstanding person in general outside of music. And he touched everybody. I mean, everybody has a Dilla story or a feeling or their personal, you know, aspect on it. But he's just an ambassador of good music and being creative and being yourself and doing what you think is dope and not worrying about what other people think. And that's really what we need to embrace. And that's what we kind of just try to carry on with all of this music stuff. Be yourself.
Very much so.
The show in Ybor was real good though. Old Dirty Sundays, Crowbar, Big Up to Tom, Casper, or Deacon, Fader. Sage ain't there no more. But yeah, they do a Dilla Day event every year. They donate the proceeds to the Dilla Foundation. And that's, if anybody wants a dope Dilla Day event, hit me up. All proceeds go to the foundation.
Nice. I love that I lived in Florida for so long and I mispronounced Ybor.
Oh, yeah, Ybor. People here call it that too.
I knew it was Ybor and I read it and I was like, Ybor. That was a big party city, I remember.
Still is.
Nice.
It's terrible. I don't really
like obnoxiously party.
Well, they're down there right now partying like coronavirus ain't real. So
I feel like a lot of Florida's been like that.
Yeah, pretty much all.
A lot of everywhere has been like that though.
I don't know. I stay inside. Every Friday I'm like I work all week, and on the weekends I do session in every Friday night. Battle Lab YouTube channel, and Saturdays we're on Overlord Radio. Sunday I get sleep, and Monday I go right back to work.
Nice little hamster wheel. So you've worked with artists including Danny Brown, Little Brother, Helta Skelta, Sean Price, Cannabis. Are there others you hope to work with in the not too distant future?
Yeah. I mean, like my wish list artists are probably like Redman, Rock Marciano, all the crazy stuff, but a lot of underground people. I'm trying to get Hassan Maki to do a project with me.
Nice.
Trying to get Finale to do one. I'm working on one with Boog Brown right now, which is like a landmark as far as like artists I wanted to work with. So, yeah, there's some out there, but I'm content with what I got going on.
Nice. So you mentioned them before, but talk to me about Battle Avenue. Where did that concept come from?
Battle Avenue is my man DJ Antrix and my other homie DJ Flow. They're both from the Bay. I met them back in the mid early 2000s when I lived in Phoenix. They were doing a beat swap meet event, and DJ Flow asked me to come out there, and it was all no computers, just like NPCs, hardware stuff. So I went out there, and it was dope. And then a couple years later, they came to Phoenix because they also do a bunch of DJ stuff. They were doing the Cut to Cut worldwide thing and touring with, it was like 20 DJs. It was crazy. And then we were trying to figure out how to work together all these years. And then we ended up doing the Donut 45 that came out and started doing the Battle Avenue Festival and going to Europe. We were going to do it here this year at Bandcamp headquarters, but COVID shut all that down. And then one night, me and all the homies, it was really Antrix, Backwood, Flow, Zenins, and Soundtrack. We all just jumped on a Zoom and we just started playing beats and stuff. And then we were just like, yo, what would happen if we decided to just invite our friends? So we're like, all right. So we invited a couple people, and 35 weeks later, 4 countries deep, we're still going every Friday.
Nice. Speaking of, you hosted the 20th consecutive The Session In episode with a long list of special guests, including T3 and Kev Brown. Did you expect this online producer session series to get so big so fast?
Initially, no. Just like I said, we just jumped on a call and we're just all just kicking it. But after we like thought about it and mapped it out, I already knew it was going to get crazy real quick because I've been working with B Society since like 2004. Right. I don't really hang out much. I just stay in my cave and talk to the homies. So it's a real underground, under the rock community that we have, but no, it's fun. It's kind of just what we do.
So, but enough people know about it.
Yeah, I'd like more people to know, but I really like that a lot of people don't know about it because it's still very personal. Mm-hmm. Everybody that shows up, I feel like I know everybody, even if we never met face to face. And people know it's a high caliber, high quality, very friendly place to be. It's a safe space for producers and creators.
That's something really nice to have right now.
Yeah, we don't diss nobody, you know. Mm-hmm. Like you come through, if you're brave enough to play your shit, you know. Good luck.
Word to the wise. So Battle Avenue released the second installment of their beat tape compilation series Control 2 at the end of October. What can you tell us about the first official session and compilation?
The first one was a lot smaller. It was me, Zenon, Soundtrack, Flow. I think Mike Virus was on it. It was only like 6 or 7 tracks, I think. It wasn't a very big track, but it was a Battle Lab kind of predicting the future on a series of producer stuff that they wanted to work on. Mm-hmm. So we just did it, and the reception was pretty good. Could have been better, but we didn't really care. And then when we started doing the session in, Antrix was like, yo, man, let's do another compilation, you know? So we got all the residents and all the homies. They all want to be a part of it. We love them and they love us. So yeah, it works. We're going to do a volume 3. We're going to try to do some wax. There's a lot of stuff coming up. We have merch now. If you go to thebattleav.com, there's plenty of stuff you can check out. We're also working on putting all of the audio up as podcasts.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I saw the hoodies you have. They look nice.
Thanks. That's all Antrix. He does all the design, all the background camera work on the session and everything.
Nice. So you co-produced a track on the latest Visionaries record, which dropped not even 2 weeks ago. I'm guessing Rhett tapped you for that compilation.
Kinda. It kind of worked in reverse. I tapped Rhett for the 420 album that came out. I'd sent him a bunch of stuff and he sent me back something, and you know, the track that we worked on that came out, it also became a track for the Black Opera. Nice. But it came out really good, but I didn't even know that song was coming out. Rhett, he hit me up. He's like, hey, what's up, bro? I'm like, I'm chilling. He's like, hey, just wanted you to know that one of the joints that you sent me back when we were doing your joint, I was going through a bunch of files and found it. So I flipped this and he sent it to me. And I was just like, wow. Like he had my baseline and all the shit on it. It was so 100% my blessing. He made that happen though. Like I said, no notice, no nothing.
I mean, I feel like that's the best way to make things happen, but that record is so good.
Yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm. So in early June, the Session and family, the majority of which who are Black Americans, partnered with the National Bail Fund Network to host the Homie Appreciation Show. The live fundraising event was created to show appreciation for those who have supported you, as well as to offer a break from the pandemic and quarantine while collaborating with the community. Were you pleased with its reception?
Very much. We still support the National Bail Fund Network on every show we do. We always say defund the police, defend our communities. Uh, it is what it is. You know, they're fighting the good fight. They're helping getting our brothers and sisters out of jail for standing up for their rights. So the most that we can do, the least that we can do, is help them promote it.
Right.
And anyone that wants to donate, go to communityjusticeexchange.org and donate.
Nice. That easy. So Slap, thanks so much for taking the time. Is there anything else that you want to add or promote?
Not really. Just check us out every Friday. The Session In. It's on Battle Lab's YouTube channel. If you follow Battle Lab or me on Instagram or Twitter, you can get a link to the Zoom room. Tap in, play your beats. It's a good time. Yeah, that's all I got. That and peace to everybody. Everybody love each other, man. Stop hating each other.
Indeed. Well said. Thanks so much. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.